So good afternoon. So I know right now a good majority of the southwestern United States is being baked by this intense heat wave that we've been going through. As with most of the southwestern states, I mean, next week, you're talking 115 degrees. That's insane. But again, I've got to emphasize it. It is completely normal for us in the Central Valley. 115 is it's not bad. Well, it's not new, let's just say. So 115 degrees. What tropical fruit trees can grow in 115-degree temperature? Surprisingly, a lot. I mean, like the mango. Okay, check it out. Yeah, these guys have no problem, as with like the vast majority of tropical fruit trees, have no problem with 115 degrees dry heat. Emphasis on dry heat. Literally no humidity at all. And yet, at the same time, we don't have any difficulties. Well, we have minimal difficulties growing tropical fruits. Guava, papaya right in front of me. There's one tree that I want to talk about that is a champ when it comes to handling the heat. And that would be actually this tree right here, the starfruit. So right here, this is a starfruit tree. Actually, let me get out there. He is actually a rescue starfruit. Uh, got this guy from a friend of mine a few years back. It wasn't the fact that it was being neglected. It was just the fact that it just wasn't growing. It wasn't dying. It just wasn't growing. So I rescued it and put it in the ground, and it is doing phenomenally well for me for the past 2 years. So yeah, he's a carry variety. So as you can see, I mean, at this point, the position that he's in gets a good amount of sun in the morning, and come about 3 o'clock or so, it gets a good amount of shade. And so far, he's doing awesome. So I'm gonna take you to a few other softwood trees that I've got that are a bit more mature. So yeah, it is hot. All right, so check it out. The more mature softwood trees that I have in the yard. Now, most of my starfruit varieties are carry varieties, which I like just because those tend to be the sweeter varieties. So yeah, another carry starfruit. Probably the largest starfruit tree that I have here in the yard. Um, yeah, this is what you're looking at. Now, this particular year, actually, if you come here, wanted to kind of point this out. Right around this time of the year, this particular tree generally is pretty loaded. However, if you look at the flowers, yeah, this year he's taking a break, which I'm totally okay with. I say that just because starfruit trees are super productive. I mean, in fact, specific to this particular tree, I want to say it was just the last 2 or 3 months that I picked the last fruit off of the tree. So with that being the case, of course, it's gonna want to try to focus more on its foliage growth in preparation for summer. I mean, it's trying to grow the foliage to cover the exposed leaves, of course. So that's why I'm okay with him just not fruiting at this point. Now, if you come here, I got another starfruit tree that is total opposite. He obviously is fruiting, literally. loaded with flowers. I mean, this is again, this is how productive they are. And in fact, when compared to the one that's right in front of it, this guy actually doesn't get a whole lot of sun, which is one of the benefits of a starfruit tree is the fact that they actually can tolerate shade as well as full sun. I mean, not many tropicals you could say about that, but starfruits are pretty flexible in that they can handle partial shade. In fact, they actually would kind of welcome it when we get the 115-degree temperatures. Um, if not, actually, let me see if I can show you one. So I suppose this is kind of a good example. All right, so just notice the leaves, okay? This is just another cool fact about starfruits. They're actually quite intelligent, or they respond to their environments pretty well. Let's just say. Notice the branch and the foliage, okay? Relatively open. They're relatively flat compared to, say, this branch right here that is being hit by the sun. See how it's closed a bit like that? That's an adaptation mechanism in that it's trying to minimize transpiration loss, evaporation loss. It's trying to cool itself down. Smart guys. So yeah, that's what these guys do. So the thing with starfruit is, if you've noticed the amount of structural support that I'm providing him, they have a tendency to be droopy like this, where if I don't prune the branches, it actually will literally touch the ground. They just the branches they don't like to go vertical. Instead, they prefer to be more like like this right here, where it just goes in like a big umbrella, touching the ground, a lot like a citrus. So that's why I've got this particular tree. I mean, structurally supported. I mean, otherwise it's going to be touching the ground. And when this guy is loaded with fruit, it gets quite heavy. So it definitely can appreciate the additional structural support that I'm providing it to him. So I'm gonna take you to the back where I've got a few more examples to show you. All right, so backyard. So I've got this starfruit of unknown variety, quite tall. It's approaching about 15 feet or so. The nice thing about this particular tree is it's actually grown from seed. So I want to say this is 4 years in the ground. No idea what it is, but grown from seed. So I've got a few more Carry starfruits if you come here. Another one here. I mean, check it out. Again, emphasis on the flexibility of starfruits. I mean, they handle full shade without any difficulties. At the same time, they will also produce fruits for you as well. So another one there. I've got a few more back here. If you come here, guess what? Another carry. Yeah. So yeah, this is what I mean by the branches wanting to be droopy like this. That's just the natural behavior. And what's going to happen is once this guy is loaded with fruits, it really will be like almost touching the ground. So that's just the characteristics. So now the newest addition to my starfruit family, this guy right here. I I'm blanking out on the name. It's a bit more complicated for me to pronounce. It's Shui something something, but I'll have that in the description. But yeah, no, he's also another starfruit that is in the ground. So now I do, just because I did plant him recently, I do, anytime that he starts to flower, I actually do manage to manually remove the flowers, just because I do want him to mostly establish or focus on its root establishment, just like its buddy here. So softwoods, no problem with the summer. Will take full sun, will take full shade without any issues. Winter time, they may look kind of dead. At the same time, all of mine have bounced back. And once they are established, they're fine. I mean, winter doesn't even touch these guys. So yeah, that's really Starfruits for you. One of the best tasting tropicals, and also very productive. Does great here in the Central Valley. So anyhow, all right, have a good afternoon.